have a question for you today. Have you ever driven a stick shift? I'm talking old school 5-speed manual transmission. If you have, you're already nodding your head because you know. See, growing up, my parents were determined that all three of us girls would learn how to drive one before we got our license. My dad had me pulling forwards and backwards in the driveway until I could start the car without stalling or panicking. It was a whole thing. Now, I'm not ancient. Yes, we had automatic cars, but my parents wanted me to be prepared just in case. And now, yes, my daughter's learning to drive a stick shift too, because you never know what life is going to throw at you. And if I can do one small thing to help her be ready, then I'm going to do it. So welcome to Making Encouragement in Chaos. I'm Susan Rayner, pastor's wife, current homeschooling mama, and your friend in the middle of the mess. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you've been hanging out with me for a little while, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, more than you could ever know. I hope that you leave today with a little more courage and a whole lot of grace for the season that you're in. In the last episode, we talked about what it looks like to trust God when things don't go the way that you prayed they would, and how to hold on to faith when life gets hard and hope feels far away. But what happens when things don't just feel hard, they feel different? Like the whole rhythm of life is shifting under your feet. See, that's what we're going to be digging into today. So I recently wrote a blog post titled When Life Shifts Gears. And while we're not going to cover all of it here, the idea behind it really is where I want to sit for a minute today. So if you want to read the full blog post, you can head over to the blog at makeandmaking.com and check it out there. Here's the thing. Driving a stick shift teaches you that timing matters. You can't stay in first gear forever. You'll blow up your car if you do. But if you shift too soon or too fast, you'll stall or you'll jerk. It's just a whole thing. And honestly, that's exactly what life feels like for me right in this moment. See, we're stepping into September and suddenly everything is go, go, go. The calendar's full and the rhythm of life has shifted so fast. And it hit me the other day as I was watching my daughter, who's about to turn 16. 16. I blinked and we went from hair bows and snack cups to learner's permits and late night talks about the future. And then there's my little man. He's almost 9 and it feels like just yesterday he was my little toddler sidekick snuggling up and loving on his mom, to now reading chapter books and using his imagination and having dad jokes that are actually kind of funny, and he's not even a dad. But where is time going? There's this ache that shows up when you realize they're growing up. Not because you want to hold them back, but because you know the shift is real. It's happening, and it's right. They're becoming, and it's our job to nurture that growth, not to control it. Deuteronomy 6 says we're to impress God's word on our children, not just in devotion time, but in the car rides, the game nights, the grocery aisles. See, it says, these commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. And here's what I'm learning as our kids shift. We shift. Our roles evolve. Our prayers deepen. Our grip loosens whether we like it or not. And in all that shifting, sometimes it's bumpy. Just like that one time I overproofed the bread. I was testing a new recipe, whole wheat and unbleached all-purpose flour with a little Vital Wheat gluten thrown in to help things along. Well, that little extra gluten sent things into overdrive. The dough rose too fast, and before I knew it, it had puffed up and overproofed. Now, I could have tossed it, but I didn't. I baked it anyway. And you know what? It was still good. I mean, delicious. It wasn't perfect in looks, but it was still really good. And now I know how to adjust. I've tried again since then and it's gotten better. Still not flawless, but better because I learned something. And that's where Proverbs 3:5-6 steadies me. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. See, shifting seasons feel like that sometimes. They're quick, unpredictable, and a little messy. But when we trust God and keep trying, we grow. James 1:4 says, let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. It's not about getting it right every time. It's about growing stronger through it all. And that's what learning to shift spiritually, practically, and yes, even in baking can teach us. Shifting seasons can feel clunky. Sometimes you grind the gears a little. Sometimes you cry in your car because the dinner's still frozen and nothing went right today. Maybe you yelled at your kids. I don't know. But here's what I'm learning. God doesn't call us to stay in neutral. He invites us to grow, and grace doesn't mean we glide effortlessly. It means we can keep on going even when the ride isn't smooth. See, one of the verses I've been leaning on is from Isaiah 43:19. See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. And all I can think about is with that word perceive, making sure that my vision is clear, making sure that my eyes are checked so that I can see clearly the things that God is wanting me to do. New things require new movement. And even if it feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable, we don't have to be afraid of shifting. We just have to be willing. So if you're sitting in the middle of a gear shift right now, spiritually or practically, I see you. And I want you to know it's okay to wobble a little. God knows how to work the clutch, even when you're stalling at the red light. So let's walk through this season, not perfectly, not with everything figured out, but with grace, grit, and the kind of faith that keeps moving even when the road feels bumpy. So if today's episode spoke to you at all, I would love to hear about it. You can head over to makeandmaking.com to read more encouragement. See, there's my Susan thing coming out. Or you can sign up for my weekly email. I send it out every Wednesday with a dose of encouragement right when you need it the most. And if you're not already following along on Instagram or Facebook, come out and hang out there with me too. We can do life together over there. One clunky gear shift at a time. And don't forget, I do drop new episodes every other week, so be sure to come back and join me again soon. In the next one, I have a little surprise for you. We're going to talk about what to do when the rhythm feels off, how to steady your spirit when life doesn't match your tempo. So I want you to remember that I am always praying for you, even if I don't know who you are. God bless.